Today in Provost Park Pass, I'm gonna show you 10 insane details that you did not know existed in Disney California Adventure. And I mean, this list is amazing. Okay, so we did this video. I did the top 10 insane details of DCA, and in that video I said, if you want another video about crazy details about DCA, I thought it'd be funny. I said, type bread facts, BREAD-FACTS. Put that in the comments. If I get lots of bread facts, then I'm gonna do it part 2. Oh, holy cow, man. You guys were on a roll. For the number 10 insane detail that you didn't know about Disney California Adventure, you gotta come right here to the Carthay Circle. Now, the Carthay Circle is an exact replica of the Carthay Circle Theater, which debuted Snow White in 1937. Now, there are two stories for this. I don't know which one's correct. The one story goes is that when Walt was at the premiere of Snow White, that one of his buttons fell off. That could be true. And the other story is that, you know, Disney California Adventure used to be on a parking lot. This was a parking lot for Disneyland. And then one day when Walt was coming across, his button fell off on the parking lot. Either one of those stories could be correct. I'm not sure which one is correct. I kind of tend to believe it was the one at Snow White though. So what did Disney do? They put a button right in front of Carthay Circle to acknowledge Walt. So here you go. You have to walk right over here. It's a little hard to see because it blends right in. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. You see the button? Walt's button, guys. Again, it's kind of hard to find, so I'll show you one more time. There's the Carthay Circle. You look down, there's a pole right there. Off to this pole right here. You see this right over here, this little black strip. And right there. The number 9 cool thing at Disney California Adventure you didn't know is at the Grizzly Peak Airfield, right behind me. As you walk in, you see people waiting in line for Soarin'. Over here is a poster. And this poster is for preventing forest fires. And who's on it? Bambi, Thumper, and Flower. That's because the U.S. Department of Agriculture Forest Service, they wanted a poster and a mascot to help people prevent forest fires. And the first one that they ever had was Bambi. Now, of course, now it's Grizzly the Bear. It was Smokey the Bear, not Grizzly Bear. Smokey the Bear, but before Smokey the Bear, it was Bambi. And if you look very carefully on this particular poster, what do you see? Right there, you can see Walt Disney production team made these posters. And this is a real replica of real posters that the United States Department of Agriculture Forest Service used to prevent fires. Bambi! The number 8 detail you probably didn't know about Disney California Adventure is this right here, Knick Knack. There's a store here called Knick Knacks, which is, of course, right there, a little souvenir shop. But right below the sign of Knick Knacks, you see a snow globe with a snowman in it. That snowman's name is Nick. Knick Knack was a Pixar short. Came out in 1989. And it was John Lasseter's the very last time that he did any animation. After that, he mostly just did direction. Well, John Lasseter and his wife, they had a snow globe collection. See the snow globes here? And the whole premise of this movie is that Nick is in a snow globe and he sees all these other like bobbleheads that are having a good time in the sun, and he wants to go join them because he sees this really cute girl and he's like, I want to go join her. This is the very first time that John Lasseter just used comedy in his movie to move the story along. And he did it as an homage to Tom and Jerry. He loved Tom and Jerry, so he did this little short as like a homage and thank you to Tom and Jerry. As you can see underneath, it says Gnome Sweet Gnome. It's a little unusual because here in the snow globe, Nick is smiling. In the Pixar short, he's not really smiling very much. Bobby McFerrin, he did the vocals he did the a cappella music for that movie, Knick Knack. And he did it for free because he thought it was just something really cool to be a part of. And at the end, he was just doing a rough cut. At the end, he just started going blah, 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 blah. They liked it so much they kept it in. That was the original sound they used for the Knick Knack movie. For the number 7 crazy detail you didn't know about Disney California Adventure, you gotta come right outside the Little Mermaid. It's this Triton statue. In 2006, Disneyland had a thing called Triton's Garden, and in Triton's Garden, they had Ariel's Grotto. It was a meet and greet where kids can go and meet Ariel. And in front of this, there was a fountain, and it was King Triton, and it's a huge fountain. Well, they turned that into Pixie Hollow, and they moved that fountain from Disneyland to the top of the Little Mermaid. That is a water fountain. Like an actual water fountain. No water in it anymore because it's not, plugged in? I don't know, plumbed. But on top of the building, what do? They put a water fountain. Disney always recycling all the old things and bringing around. How cool is that? For the number 6 crazy cool detail that you didn't know about Disney California Adventure, you gotta come to the Monsters, Inc. ride. Here's the facade outside the Monsters, Inc. ride. As you come right over here, you're gonna see a door opening with Cecilia, Mike Wazowski's girlfriend. And look at this. There's a little bit of an error. She only has 4 snakes. But she actually has 5 snakes, and each one of them has a name. Their names are Amelia, Ophelia, Octilia, Bobadilla, and Madge.
I thought you cared.
But on this mural, Cecilia only has 4 snakes. Who's the missing snake? What do people say to Mike when he's not paying attention when he's skiing? Mike, watch out, ski. Watch out. Okay, so I just got an update on the button in front of Carthay Circle. A cast member was talking to me about it, and they said actually what they believe is the artist who did the tile work there, his signature is always to put one of his buttons in it. So that's the real story. But I like the story about Walt losing it at Snow White. And they're like, yeah, that's what everybody says. So I don't think that's true anymore. Now it's just the signature of the guy who did it. But still, it's really cool. There's a button. So I feel like I kind of owe you a number 10. So let's go back and redo number 10 then. Let's redo number 10. The number 10 insane detail you didn't know about Disney California Adventure is Candy Mountain. On Buena Vista Street, you see a little shop called Trolley Treats. Next stop, Candy Mountain. And if you look inside, you can see there's a little Candy Mountain. You see like lollipops, and there's like a little train track, and the train goes around here, the train goes around the top, and this is called Candy Mountain. This is what Walt wanted in Fantasyland. Walt wanted to build a Candyland in Fantasyland right where the carousel is now. And his idea was that children could ride it, and as they got off the ride, each little child would get their own lollipop. But the planners are like, that'll never happen. You can't do that. It's never gonna work. This is one of the times where Walt actually had to concede and say no to it. So he's like, can't do it. And he didn't. So when they built Disney California Adventure, they put a Candy Mountain in there as to say, hey Walt, you got your Candy Mountain. There's a little red trolley going through Candy Mountain. Look at all those lollipops. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Boom, boom, boom. I spy with my little eye the trolley, and it stopped inside the Candy Mountain. Just chilling, like frosting. Okay, let's continue on the list. The number 5 crazy detail that you don't know about Disney California Adventure is located in Avengers Campus by Guardians of the Galaxy. It's the Kirby Krackle. Jack Kirby, he worked for Marvel. Some people say he was just as influential as Stan Lee. And he was an artist, and he would do a thing called Kirby Krackle. It made all this like electricity between planets, arcing and whatever. And it was just very synonymous. It was in the 60s, it looks amazing. But here at Avengers Campus, they do an homage to that on the ground. You can see the Kirby Krackle. And if you look, this is the Kirby Krackle. And it goes all the way around the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Now the story is that Tavon, right there, the garbage can Tavon, the collector, he saw the Avengers Campus and he wanted his building to be part of it, so he just dropped it here, boom, causing a little rift in multiple realities. Hence, that's why we have this Kirby Krackle. I just absolutely love it. And that is why we have the Kirby Krackle, because they just dropped the building here. But the real reason is it's an homage and a thank you to Jack Kirby for all the amazing artwork he did for Marvel. What? For the number 4 insane detail that you didn't know about Disney California Adventure, you have to come to Grizzly Peaks and look at this station wagon. This station wagon is amazing, but there's some hidden meanings on it, so let me show those to you. Now, Grizzly Peaks is supposed to take place in the 1950s. That was like the heyday, the golden day of when families would go on road trips, vacations, hence why we have this station wagon. But what's really cool about the station wagon that you probably didn't know is the license plate. You gotta check out the license plate right here. It says RED, that stands for Roy Edison Disney, and he was born January 10th. And he is Walt Disney's nephew. What? Can you believe it? The number 3 insane detail you didn't know about Disney California Adventure is the entrance. What is it? When they first did this entrance, I was freaking out because when I was a kid, there's a movie I saw that I loved. It's called Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John, and it's kind of a silly movie, but you should watch it. And it's about how she's a muse from Zeus, and then she inspires this guy to build a roller skating rink. I know, weird plot, but they end up building a roller skating rink, and this is what it looks like on the outside roller skating rink. So I was like, oh my gosh, is Disney inspired by Xanadu? No, they're not. Xanadu was inspired by the Pan Pacific Auditorium. The Pan Pacific Auditorium was built in 1935, and it looked very similar to this, and this is what it was. And it was amazing, and for like 20 years, it was the place to be. It was the hobnobbers, so everybody go. And then they turned it into like, they had like sporting events and like hockey games and baseball games there, and it was awesome. Well, it ended up starting to get dilapidated. It made the National Registry of Buildings in 1978. And then in 1980, when Xanadu came out, they used the facade of it. It was like, yes, it's gonna get the love it needs, but Xanadu bombed the theater and really nothing happened to it. It ended up burning down. And Disney has refocused and brought the Pan Pacific Auditorium back right here at the beginning of Disney California Adventure. Xanadu. Such a corny movie, cornball, but fun. I hope you're enjoying this video. Now, here's the thing. If you want another video, I've done 2 in a row now about Disney California Adventure. If you want another video about 10 secrets you didn't know about Disneyland, then type this in the comments. Type in more puns. Oh yeah. If I get 50 more puns, we'll do a whole video on 10 more things about Disneyland that you did not know. I know there's some people out there like, I can't type that, Chris. I cannot condone that behavior. Oh well. The number 2 insane detail you don't know about Disney California Adventure is Rockets Paw Prints on Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, while you're waiting outside for Guardians of the Galaxy, is the queue area, you want to have a really sharp eye and you want to look up at the vent. This is the vent that Rocket actually escaped from, and you can see his red paw prints right there. On the other side of that sign, when he crawled over, you can see his little paw prints because he crawled over right there in the wall. Rocket causing all kinds of trouble. Right there, you can see his paw prints. Right there inside the building. They go up. Right there, all the way up that pole, and there is the vent that Rocket Raccoon busted out of. And they crawled down with his little red paws. So now you know how Rocket escaped. The number 1 insane detail in all of Disney California Adventure is the hidden Mickey on the Incredicoaster. This hidden Mickey is so hard to find, I'm a little bit worried to show it to you. Let's talk about it. The only way to see this hidden Mickey is you have to ride the Incredicoaster. Then when you go upside down, right here, when you're upside down, you have to look straight down. There's some support poles, and the support poles have a little white circle around it, and they put some white circles to make ears. It's incredibly hard to see. I'm gonna try to videotape it. It's gonna be shaky. I'll try my best. They probably just barely saw it, but that's the only place you can see this hidden Mickey. It is the hardest hidden Mickey to see in all of Disney California Adventure. So number 1 insane detail, the hidden Mickey on the Incredicoaster. All right, it's on the loop. What was your favorite fact in this whole list? Put it down in the comments down below. And you know the drill by now. Just go ahead and do it. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic week. And if you're listening to this, you can see me or you can hear my voice. Know this: you are awesome. Have a magical day, everybody. Bye-bye.